really feel like you want to be part of life again and to have the energy to do it, would you be a better employee? Yeah, I think you would. Okay, if in fact, if you had less downtime, wouldn't that be good for you? Wouldn't it be good for the company? And I'm saying that this revelation has become to me. I said, well, admittedly, Kathy and I did not become part of Nikken because of the money, because that wasn't one of our challenges. We've long since been past that problem, which is a really blessing. We want everybody to get there because we like it on that side of the hill. But the fact is, companies are all about the bottom line, and they don't care about you. But the fact is, what if companies thought, maybe what we could do is we could recommend this company as an option for our personnel, and our people would be better, feel better, perform better, our bottom line would be better. And what if some of these people actually decided to make a business out of it, and they started making money? Well, Nikken's got this cool tracking system. Whoever figured that out is a genius. And they keep track of all this stuff because we don't have time for paperwork. I don't know about you, but I hate forms. Thank God that there's somebody invented CPAs and people that can write things in blanks so that it's driving you to distraction. I can't do it. But the fact is, they keep track of all this stuff. So if somebody decided, I could find 3 people to do this simple thing of helping themselves and then encourage and then to help others and then have them do that, and I started making money, would send the company a check. Wouldn't that be cool? And then then along comes a Rick Murphy or a Pat and Suzanne Truax or the Fosters, and they don't work for their companies anymore. They haven't for a long time. But just suppose that's an example, of course, yeah. And then the company starts sending them a big check, the company they used to work for. Can you see the possibilities, folks? You'll hear more about that this afternoon. But the fact is, this is all about making life better. I was thinking about the starfish story, and I've shared it before, about, a man and his son walking on a beach, and the little boy was picking up starfish, he was throwing them out to sea, and the dad, being cynical like dads typically are, said, well, son, there's thousands of starfish here, you can't make a difference in all those starfish. And the little boy with the wisdom of Solomon picks up another starfish, chunks it out in the water, as boys will do, without paying attention to the dads, dad was stupid. And he said, that's right, Dad, I can't make a difference in all those starfish, but I can make a difference in that one. And he kept doing that. Well, Jack and I were starfish. We got chunked back in the water. What's that worth? I bet, if you thought about it, think of all the people who are drying up on land. I was thinking about that coming over here. Starfish are washed up on the beach. They're just doing what they can do. They can't get back on their own. But they're sitting there because that's what you do when you're washed up. And they're drying out. They're about to become a decoration. What if somebody came along and gave them an opportunity to get back into life? What does that mean for them? Is that neat? And then there's those that said, well, I don't know the answer to this. And of course, Nikken has a very technical answer to how this stuff works. You've heard it said before. It works real good. We're not trying to lower our lamps and heal, cure, and fix. But all we want to do is love people. If we look at every person as another soul who deserves a chance to know some information, and we share that information with them. Now, we can't control what they do with that information. It's not like sharing your faith. I can share my faith, and I love to do it. And I can't control what somebody does with that. That's their challenge. But I'm a messenger. But what if I share it with enough people, and some of them actually do receive that information and say, hey, that's kind of cool. And like we were just hearing in this progressive process, somebody talks to somebody who talks to somebody, and it just keeps on going. And maybe 10 or 15 people later, levels, what you want to call them, somebody comes along and it's there. That's the prayer we're looking for. Most people are just looking at a quality life. I can help myself and feel a little bit better. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not selfish. That's what you're supposed to do. But every now and then, somebody actually listens and they hear because everybody hurts. We hurt on different levels. People say we don't hurt, they lie about other stuff too. And the people that say they don't care about money or don't need it, they'll lie about other stuff too. I promise you that it's all about. I promise it's all about money. And let me tell you more. This is another revelation because I have said the words, I don't care about money. Well, yeah, I don't lie about this stuff too. It's right for the honest. But the fact that there's lots of stuff you can do with it, whether you need it or not, doesn't matter. There's other people that do, and there's the reasons you can use it. There's lots of things you can do with it. But when you, for instance, another $500 a month can save most marriages in the United States today. That's huge. That's a big deal. Well, how does that happen? So you tell somebody about, hey, I found some really cool stuff. You might want to give this a shot. It's really been good for my family and I. You might want to give it a shot. And they decided to do that. And I said, if you find just a few people, 2 or 3 more to do that, and then they just share that with them, you can create that $500 and save your marriage. Make your house payment. It's about the money. And the more money, and then every now and then somebody comes along like Rick or the Fosters or the Truaxes, and they really start focusing and out there helping. They use this acronym of TEAM. Together, everyone accomplishes more. They actually get out there and they hump the bus and let me help you do this thing. In fact, they can incense people to help us. I told people, I said, I don't really get paid unless I help somebody else become successful. So, isn't it what a cool process this is? We're kind of in a wrap-up situation. I want to tell you a couple things there. I got a 2-minute warning, and then there's a big hook that drags me out and stops me out of the parking lot. And I've already gone and been looking on this barbecue coming up. He's got to watch it not slip and set in something when he's out on. Yeah, that's right. He can set in something. But the fact is, we have a blessing here. We have the most amazing opportunity to change this planet. And I thoroughly believe this company is taking point from a military position. When I love it when somebody takes point. I've taken point, you've done it. We have taken point to lead out and make a difference in a world that's dying and doesn't know how to solve it, and non-medically. And then when somebody has amassed a fortune, all of a sudden they get sick, they lose their fortune, and they give it back. So what I would ask you to do is consider listening to people, develop relationships, love on them. Remember how important this is to you. Let it be a hard thing. And with passion, share, hey, I can't tell you what to do with this, but I have to tell you, it's changed my life. I know a lot of people's lives have changed. There's 8 million, some around the world. Why wouldn't we want to share this information and make a difference in this planet? And there's so much more I'd love to share with you, but unfortunately, we've got some really important people that need to speak, and I'm honored to have been able to share with you. I have to say thank you for the Weinheimers and Bill Sturts and Luz Bobadilla and Kathy and all the rest of our team that could come today. And we have some others that are coming late. But I'm grateful. Anytime I have a chance to look you in the eye and say that you're important and listen to you and get to know about you, it's an honor. If we treat everybody that way, I promise you, your business, you will spread this like wildfire. Because we're not about selling the stuff. It isn't about the goofy necklaces and all of the stuff, the Nikken things and all. It's not about that. We're not about selling. We're about loving on people and sharing with them why it's so important to have a better quality of life. And that's what we're about.
I love this company, man. I just look at your, Frank back there.